Hello, Brave Awakened Ones. This is Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, Lady V. Thank you, supporters, subscribers, and Patreons. Please share these videos with those who you think it might resonate with. If you're interested in any of my services, books, merch, t-shirts, webinars, sessions, and higher realm magic information and meditations, please visit higherrealmholistics.com. Hello, Brave Awakened Ones. Happy New Year again. Lady V here. What's up? We got the Victor of higherrealmholistics.com. This is NRV 57, and I was guided to share this. Even though I received this NRV over a week ago, I was like not sure whether or not I was going to continue to share NRVs. And then early this morning, I was shown it again. My NRVs are about remote views that I receive, okay? And it's not something that I do on purpose. It just happens. Okay, and it's been happening all my life, but as you know, we're here. We crossed over. We're at that stage between 2020 and 2022 when everything's going to be exposed, or the human collective's going to be waking up, and it is the changing of the guard. You know, as the old world crumbles, we as light workers, master builders, start building the new one. This diagram. You guys know what I'm talking about. I've been talking about it for over a year now. Yeah, my channel's not a year and a half old, over a year now, okay? So any which ways, I'm sure many of you have seen that video of the Pope. Now with this NRV, and what my oversoul was very blunt on trying to show me was that they're cracking. Okay, they are cracking, they are breaking, these deep staters, the ones who've been up front. All right, the puppet masters, these aren't the puppet masters, okay? These are just the flunkies. These are just the flunkies we're seeing here. The puppet masters are still leaning back. Okay, we have a few layers to go through to get up to the puppet masters. But these are pretty big fish. All right, the Pope is a dang big fish to get, even though there's a Black Pope behind him. There is a puppet master who's controlling him, but he's a big one to get, and he's starting to crack. He's starting to crack big time. So I just want to play this video just in case. This is a really great video the way they did it. I really like this channel. It is called Earthly Patriot. Wake up! I love the way I absolutely love them. So they do some really cool stuff. So I'm going to show you how they put it together to show you how the Pope has been cracking, and also to show what's really behind that pious facade, because that's all it is. And to be honest with you, I was fooled. I was fooled when he first came out. I really was. I brought into the whole pious thing because he wasn't wearing the red shoes like the last guy, Benedict. I thought Benedict was the devil. I really did. But this guy, ooh, he's like an Obama type, very self. Because in the beginning, I thought, okay, maybe he's the one who's going to lead the church out of the darkness. I soon learned that no, he is the darkness. He's the final one. Okay? Watch this, guys. Thank you, Earthly Patriots, for this.
Meeting him yesterday. Take a look. The Pope was greeting visitors in St. Peter's Square when the woman roughly grabbed the Pope's hand, pulling him toward her. Francis slapped her hand away before turning from the crowd. He said this morning that he lost patience and called it a bad example.
It seems the Pope's human after all.
Oh, he sure is. That's cool. Look how she's in such anticipation. The admiration she has in her eyes. Anybody speaks Chinese, Asian, whatever she's saying, please let me know what she just said.
The nature of our immortal lives is in the consequences of our words and deeds.
Watch this, guys. Look at this.
To be deceived.
Look.
And so to know thyself is only possible through the eyes of the other. The nature of our immortal
Why
lives
is he
is in
doing
the
that to these
consequences of
people?
our words
Oh, look. You guys
and
see this?
deeds that go on apportioning themselves throughout all time.
Huh? Look at that. And it keeps going. It keeps going. How interesting. I want to see that again. Certain people, look at that.
Our words
Certain people he allowed to
and
kiss the
deeds.
ring, right? Look at that. Certain people, she didn't kiss it. She just bowed just like that to it. See? But then,
To
nope.
be is
No,
to
bitch, you ain't good enough.
perceive.
Nope.
And
You
so
ain't good
to
enough.
know thyself
Nope,
is
don't even
only
think about it. Nope,
possible
you ain't
through
good
the
enough. Nope.
eyes of the other.
Nope, you ain't part of it.
The nature of our immortal lives is in the consequences of our
Huh?
words and deeds.
Yo, how cool is that? I was like, what? I like this. 222. Our number right here. Oh, our master builder number for those who are master builders. How interesting. How interesting. He refuses to let. I don't believe any of that kissing of the ring. That bothered me always. So I'm like, no. This is a man. And by the way, there's many rumors, truths, going around how, he had his lover in Brazil and he might even have a child or something. I don't know. He's a Jesuit. We know the wickedness they talk about Jesuits, okay? So my oversoul was like, showed me again what I was seeing, and it's coming up very soon. This is not something that I'm like, I don't know when it's coming. This is like, I feel it. It's like I was in that timeline, and that timeline is very concrete. So like it's like happening. These two knuckleheads. First of all, this is AOC, okay? Ocasio-Cortez. She is actually a rep from the House of Representatives who's part of the squad, if you guys don't know. She's part of the squad who's, here she is. She's the leader of the squad, and it's these 4 women of color that are supposed to speak for women like me, who are these big SJWs, okay? Yes, they're in America. And I know I have a lot of people who are across the pond, all over the world, even in China, who follow me, who are subscribers. Just know that America's like ground zero, okay? Because this is Q headquarters, all right? So these people basically were hired by the deep state to represent the millennials. Okay, they're here to represent the millennials. All right, to try to lead them into darkness and stupidity. They've been doing a good job, to be honest with you, but now they're all getting busted. And she's the head of the snake. And if you guys don't know her story, the reason why I pay attention to this one, Cortez, is because she actually leads up the district where I was from, where I grew up in New York my entire life. That she's been destroying. People there cannot stand her. Let's make this very straight. She does not get her money from New Yorkers. She's not getting to office from New Yorkers. Okay? She sits there and she's a hypocrite. And what I was shown is that some videos of her old days are going to be popping up. I literally saw, I could say this. I was scared of saying it, to be honest. You're not scared, like, oh my God, somebody's going to harm me. I was scared because I didn't want to mess up what was going to happen. I was like, my God, if I say something, is it going to still happen? I don't want to tip off the bad guys, but it's done. It is done. The exchange happened. Somebody sold her out. Okay, somebody handed in some videos of her. So that's going to come out really soon because Miss Thing was a bartender at Applebee's before she became a congressperson. No joke. That's a true story. That's not making it up. She auditioned, literally answered an ad and auditioned for congressperson, and they boosted her up. Who boosted her up? She sits there and she talks about how her whole thing is how she's so against billionaires and she wants socialism and communism. That's what she wants. And billionaires are awful. Yeah. Hypocrite. Caught out there. Funded by billionaires. Caught out there. Yes. The same one. Everything is, topsy-turvy. Everything's upside down. Anything you see them protesting, that's exactly what they're guilty of. That's exactly what they're guilty of. Optics. Everything they're protesting to just protest too much. Everything they're guilty of, they're protesting is exactly what they're guilty of. So this came out that, yeah, her campaign is funded by a bunch of billionaires. Okay, even though she's sitting there talking about how it's socialism and you don't take money from billionaires. And now her super PAC she has 2 super PACs. They're being investigated. It's been coming through the works about her handling of money. Okay, so that is being investigated. Now, these are the other members of the squad. This is Ilhan Omar. Big trouble. This thing is the second one that is going to fall and fall hard. Miss Muslim. She wants to bring in, she's another congresswoman, freshman, they're all freshman congresswomen, millennials who are in the House. She is a great advocate for her piety, her Muslim piety, and talking about how she wants, what do they call it again? Sharia law, where she is. Okay, Miss Piety, who married her brother to get him into the country illegally, whose father is wanted in Somalia for being part of the tyrannical government that caused genocide. Yeah, she's basically allegedly an undercover agent. And here's what Miss Piety does. Okay, yeah, she's with him. The very evil white people that she stands up against. Yeah, she's with this guy. How interesting. And her husband filed for divorce, left the house. He had no problem. Not her brother husband. She's actually married to them at the same time. It's very telenovela. Okay. One, she's married in her culture. The other one, she's married to legally. Okay, so her cultural husband, who's her non-brother, the father of her children, just filed for divorce. Is that right? He's he the cultural one or the I can't keep up with her. Shouldn't she be stoned at this point or beheaded? Is that what they do for that? The hypocrisy. Do you see the hypocrisy of it all? So she's going down. Okay. We'll get to that one later. This one, she's another one who's under investigation big time for misappropriation of funds, campaign funds, and so is this one. These other ones, she's also allegedly has a spy thing going on because she went over to the Middle East and she got kicked out of Israel for trying to stir up some shit. So they're going down, but she's the head of the snake, and this one's second in line. This one's third, this one's fourth. She's first. You gotta take off the head of the snake. Okay, so that's for the millennial group. Millennial and Gen X. That's who that's who these knuckleheads are trying to snow and pull the wool over and stuff like that. Okay, they're going down. The hypocrisies. See, the entire squad is under investigation right now. All of them for fraud. All of them. Misappropriation of funds and a whole lot heavier stuff also. This is another reason why I'm telling you, New Yorkers cannot stand AOC. She went around bragging how she took down Amazon and cost New York City 25,000 jobs. I am no fan of Amazon. I try to keep away from them as much as possible. I don't even go to Whole Foods anymore since they took over. So I'm no fan. But yeah, the loss of economic opportunity, this is why New Yorkers can't stand her. So this is how they're trying to get rid of her. Yes, they're redistricting her. So they are redistricting her, therefore eliminating her district. And so they're going to run somebody against her to get rid of her. So yeah, she's in trouble. They're taking out the head of the snake. All right. The head of the snake is going bye-bye. So the rest will fall very easily. Now, this is Nancy Pelosi, third in line to the White House. I'm going to play this clip. I was shown that stuff about her is about to come out. Audio, I keep hearing it. Audio is about to come out. Is the audio coming out before the video? And of course, her son also. It's the family thing is going to be exposed very soon. So she's about to go out. I'm just going to play this and let it speak for itself.
Hold on to these articles for too long.
I said what I was going to say, Nancy. When we bring the bill, which is, just so you know, there's a bill made in order by the Rules Committee that we can call up at any time in order to send it over to the Senate and to have the provisions in there to pay for the impeachment, and then the next step, and the whatever you want to call it, the trial. That is where you put the managers. I was not prepared to put the managers in that bill yet because we don't know the arena that we are in. Frankly, I don't care what the Republicans say. Any other questions? Not on this subject. I said this is it. I honored Nancy.
Last night you suggested.
Okay. I don't need to torture you guys with more of that. It's just, frankly, her hands made more sense than what was coming out of her mouth. And I guess she forgot her name was Nancy because that was not the reporter's name. Oh, dear God. I'm laughing because, yay, they're falling apart. They're literally falling apart. They can't hide themselves. The Pope is just like, he can't take it. They can't take it anymore. None of them can. This one can't even get a word out of her mouth. So they're falling apart, which is fantastic. I'm telling you, the month of January is, and I keep being shown when Pluto and Saturn meet. Yes, Saturn was speaking to me overnight. As crazy as that sounds, you guys know I have a very special connection with the planets, thanks to Thoth, who brought me out there to meet them. Saturn and Pluto, when those two meet in Capricorn. Capricorn is the energy. These constellations, you have to understand, it's like a living, breathing energy. They come together, they form a certain energy, okay? And that energy of Capricorn, what it's serving in this ascension and awakening is the grounding. It is the actual physical manifestation, okay? Remember, we did all that work in the ethereal. Now comes the actual manifestation of it all. So when Pluto, there's going to be 5 planets there, right? We got Jupiter there, Mercury there. Is Venus there also? I forgot. But then you have, when Pluto and Saturn, when those two come in, the January 12th and 13th, depending on where you are in the world, yo, shit's hitting the fan. Let the bodies hit the floor. I used to love that song. Okay, the body's going to start hitting the floor. Shit's going to hit the fan. Okay, tapes going to be coming out. Audio's going to be coming out. Visual aid, because that is what the collective needs to wake up. Lots and lots of visual aid is going to come out. And those two women, yeah, they're about to get it hard. They're about to get real hard. Okay, so... And the Pope's going to step down this year. I've been saying that. He's going to step down. He's going to be out there. He's going to step down. So because after that, what happened with that little Asian lady, let me tell you, a lot of the, first the Christians who never liked Catholics in the first place, when I first moved to Atlanta, I would always say, no, I'm not religious. Yes, but what church do you go to? I'm like, I would take my mom to the Catholic Church, right? I'm like, yeah, I was raised Catholic. Oh, they're not real Christians. Most Christians do not see Catholics as Christians. They don't, not at all. Um, and I was raised in the Catholic Church, and that is how I was raised, to that Catholics were separate from Christians, together but separate. It was real weird. I was raised in a very Italian Irish neighborhood, next door to all the Jews, which is why I sound like both of them. So, anyways, the Christians are first going to start talking about the Pope and exposing him. And then the Catholics eventually are going to be like, wait a minute, especially what he just did. He had to apologize during Mass and stuff like that. He did a big apology, about how, he should have done that. But a lot of Catholics going to be like, yo, that seems weird. And more video is going to come out, like I just showed you, like Earthly Patriot did. People are going to see like, whoa, wait a minute. This guy's not Mr. Pious, because so many Catholics did not like Benedict. My mother's my whole family, very into Catholicism, very into the Pope. I told you, one of my best friends since I was a teenager, she's very into the Pope. My mom's been to Rome a couple of times, met the Pope since I was a kid, being dragged every time the Pope would come to New York, going to St. Patrick's Cathedral, all that kind of stuff. She's very into that. So somebody like her, no, they're not going to listen. But somebody like my friend who's a Gen Xer, yeah, she'll see the truth, okay? Because she's open to so many other things. There's some people, no matter what generation, how old they are, they're not gonna hear it, okay? But the Catholics eventually are going to see the truth about this guy, and he's going to be out. They're going to run him out on the rail, and no one's going to be there to step up. There'll be interim. There's not going to be another Pope. Let's just put it this way: things just going to blow up, because once that head comes out, it's like, it's literally like he's the white head on top of a bed of a huge zit. I can't even explain. It's like, boom, you pop them out, and then everything else is going to come pouring out. And that's going to be it for the Catholic Church. It's going to happen rather quickly, too. Yeah, it's going to happen rather quickly. A lot of the Vatican, I'm just hearing the Vatican Library, and there's a Vatican Museum. I don't know. I've always hated the Vatican since I was a kid. But all that stuff, people, it's like other priests, a lot of people who've been keeping, I'm seeing housekeepers in the Vatican bringing up records. Ooh, I'm getting hot because I'm seeing it at the same time. Like, I'm seeing it like they're like literally like people who, and it's like lower level people, I should say, like janitors and housekeepers, people who've worked in the Vatican, who are going to come and bring proof. They're going to bring proof. Be like, here, this is what I saw. This is what and like I said, there's going to be a lot of visual aid. All right, guys. Wow. Whew. Oh, geez, that was a big visual. I was like there. That was a remote view I was just doing. That was a little one, because usually I'm like, I'm out when it happens. I have to go lay down, whatever. I've laid on the floor even. Couldn't even make it to the bed at times. So any which ways, that's what's going on. All right, guys. Lady V out. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to say real quick. For 2020, you guys who've been doing higher realm magic, if you want to repeat any of your spells, especially when it comes to solidifying, because I'm going to repeat some of my spells that I did for money, because this morning actually I solidified what I want to dedicate myself to. I can't share that information yet. I will when time comes. So it's like, now I'm going to do the higher realm magic spell for that money, because at first I was like, it's too much. But now I'm like ready to go that big, because I see it's, honestly, I was like nervous. I'm like, is it safe enough? Now it's safe enough for me to do what I got to do. I'm ready to just blow this shit up. So in a good way. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to do another spell for my children. Of course, you could do your higher realm magic as often as you like, when you want. But now's a good time. January, now's a good time, especially beginning of January, if you want to redo anything. All right. And if you never have, go to HiramHolistics.com. They're ready when you're ready. Any of the meditations, any of the higher realm magic, all of it's ready for you guys. All right. And please still share my blog. Check out my blog, especially for people who are newly awakening, newly ascending. And if anyone's asking, am I a light worker at this stage of the game? The answer is no. If you're questioning that at this point, no. Okay. Because there was a lot of work done to lead up to this point, grounding and energy and stuff like that. That's not a bad thing. It doesn't matter. Okay. But if you're interested in ascension and awakening, which everybody's going through on earth, well, you're either ascending or descending, head over to my blog. I started my blog in 2013. There's so many prayers, affirmations, information, so much stuff to help. Okay. With people who are newly awakening, newly ascending, and people who've been at it for a while. All right. Lady B out. Love you guys. We got the victory right there. Right. You got this. We got this.